I got a question for you. What of the last 10 years, what is the most successful business to come out of the UK?
I would instinctively say gambling businesses.
A little business called OnlyFans.
Well, that's not a UK business.
It is a UK business.
Is it?
Yes. According to the detailed article I read from Matthew Ball, who
the guy is
knows a
Ukrainian
lot about
American
this.
who lives in
It's
Florida.
owned by a Russian Ukrainian guy.
Oh yes,
now.
it was started in the UK by that father and son duo. Yes,
yeah.
correct.
And like up there with Deep Minds. What
Well,
a
you're
contrast.
just trying to sell back to me the
Your own
amazing
merchandise.
story
I'm very gifted.
that I gave you last
I've got lots
week.
more. I've actually delved deeper because you sprung it on me. I didn't have a chance to prepare. Usually I'm the one who prepares and you just like wing it. So I didn't realize it's actually revenues double that of that ALO business, which owns all those Pornhub and all that stuff.
Okay.
So it's massive. I think, did you talk about how obviously it pays 80% of revenue to create? I think you talked about that. But the reason they're able to pay so much out is because they don't use the App Store. Did we talk about that? Because if you were paying 30% to Apple, you couldn't offer 80%.
So we didn't talk about that.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about
I'm telling you now,
that.
it's a website.
It's a website, not an app.
It's not an app.
So there's no app.
There's no VIG. So that's why I can offer the 80%. So I'm just expanding on this.
I see. But that's not just why. That is one reason why. But the other reason why is because the economics of this business are unbelievable. They've got $6 billion of revenue of TTV.
Yeah.
And 1.3 bill of revenue and 40 staff.
Yeah, I was going to say,
like,
I found a list that Trung, who's one of my favourite tweeters, he runs an incredible blog as well. I've spoken about before, Trung Pham. He had a list of the top, and I'm not sure that 42 number's right because I saw another number was 1,000 employees, but let's go with the 42 employee numbers because that's what Matthew Ball said as well. Here's a list of the top 7 companies by revenue per employee. For some reason, NVIDIA's not on here.
well, I would have said NVIDIA has got to be at the top of the list.
I don't know why NVIDIA's not on here. Let's ignore NVIDIA because it's not on this list and I think it's wrong. So, but other than that, so OnlyFans is number 1.
Yeah. Are they all tech businesses? Yes.
Yeah, obviously.
Of course.
What do you reckon OnlyFans revenue per employee is? US dollars.
Well, I can work it out. There's a $1.3 billion for 40 staff.
So it's 31 million per employee. Incredible. Imagine 30. And it makes 50% margin. That's $15 million in profit per employee. Can you imagine that? Every employee.
That is actually the much more insane number.
That is like ridiculous. Every person, like the guy serving lunch is making $15 million revenue.
The way that they have to do interviews at this company is every time they interview someone, they have to say, do I think this person's going to add $15 million of profit to the business? Yeah.
So can you get, and this is what I'm getting at, can you name the other 6?
I doubt it. I'd go for, I'd just go for big tech.
You definitely won't name one of them. Oh, sorry. If you name one of them, I'll reverse and buy you lunch.
Really?
Yeah. There's some really obvious ones. Can you get the obvious ones?
Like Meta and those ones?
Meta is $2 million per employee. This is revenue. $2 million revenue per employee. Alphabet is, what happens, Google's 1.7, a little bit worse. They got a lot of staff doing not that much.
Like Netflix?
Yes, Netflix is number 3. So number 2, if you can get number 2, the official number 2, I'll buy you the lunch and I'll wipe your lunch. That's how confident I am you won't get it.
So I don't know about businesses like, because NVIDIA's not on there, but like a TSMC or something, is that the sort of business that would be on there?
Not on here. I doubt that's hardware business. I doubt that.
So you think they've got a lot of staff, basically?
Yeah.
And
there's
then
one obvious one you missed.
What about the obvious big tech ones like Oracle and things like that?
You missed Apple. That's the obvious.
Oh, yeah, I missed that. Yeah.
So there's number 2 that you haven't got yet. I'll give you one more guess at it. I never would have got this, in fairness.
An American business?
I had no idea it was this big. You've heard of the business for sure. I had zero idea it was this big. I asked Mike and Keelan if I doubt they'll get it.
I don't know.
Do you guys know? No idea. It's an old business. It's been bought by someone and then, 25% was bought and then divested in early 2000s. One of the very first internet businesses.
Is it Microsoft?
No. Microsoft is not on this list. Oh, no, it is on this. Microsoft number 7.
And Amazon has 1 trillion employees, so they're not
Amazon.
They belong half of America.
Yeah, no warehouse. Yeah,
it was an old business that got bought.
I'm not giving you the lunch now because I've given you too many clues, but
and not like no, I can't think of who this is.
Craigslist.
Oh my god, I would never have guessed that. You're right.
Hence why I was offering you the lunch.
In fact, if you said to me, do you think Craigslist still exists?
I did not really.
I would not be sure.
I thought it was bought by eBay, but it actually was 25%. They divest. So I said, I looked at it, this can't be right. I said, Craigslist, I thought was dead.
I haven't heard about that business for years.
Craigslist makes $700 million US in revenue still. It's got 50 employees.
Who owns it?
Craig Newbold or whatever his name is. Craig, as they call him in the state.
That is crazy.
It has 50 employees. It's this old school. Wow. I actually thought it was part of Gumtree or something, but it's clearly not. It's independent, and it's still like massive.
It's unbelievable.
If you look at businesses that have had the biggest impact, you know why Craigslist is bad? Forget the fact that it was like the first classified, all this stuff. Airbnb and Uber both basically got started using Craigslist. Uber would advertise for drivers on Craigslist,
That's right.
and Airbnb would advertise for hosts on Craigslist. So they both basically like use Craigslist as a guerrilla way to beat that chicken and egg thing. Pretty incredible.
So that's amazing. I'd rather own that than eBay.